Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for Fuji International Speedway with a Toyota TS050 hybrid. Let's get this started. Look for the 150 meter board on the left as you will start to brake right after you pass it. Quickly shift down to second gear and take this apex right here before you start to accelerate. Get the car straightened out before you start to fully accelerate, as the battery will kick in and you will lose the ability to steer. Then start to brake right before you pass the 75 meter mark and quickly turn to hit the apex. Start to accelerate soon after you pass it, and for this long section right here, it's all about throttle control. Then bring yourself to the right and start to brake well before you reach the 50 meter mark. Try to hit the apex, so brake hard for a moment, then ease off of the braking and get as close to the apex as you can, as you will start to fully accelerate right after you hit it. For this hairpin that is coming up, you will start to brake right after you pass the big Dunlop sign. You want to rely less on the sound that indicates you're in a new sector, as you will have a very short time to react to it. Carefully accelerate through this section right here, and when your car is pointing towards the apex of this turn right here, that is when you can start to fully accelerate. Then shortly after the grass on the left ends, you can brake hard for a tiny moment, then ease off of the braking to bring yourself into the apex of this turn. Continue to fully accelerate, and right after the curb on the left ends, you want to start to brake gradually, as this is a bit of a long turn, then get sharp, so you want to bring yourself in nice and cleanly to hit the apex. Start to accelerate as soon as you can, then brake right here, and this is like the last turn, so you're going to be braking for quite a bit of time, using minimal braking so you can turn a bit more. Then try to hit a late apex before you can start to fully accelerate, and you are good to go. In a moment, we'll quickly talk about pit strategies. Let's just go ahead and wait until we hit the finish line, and here we go. Alright, so there are two pit strategies that you can do for this race. The first one is running a no stop with racing medium tires, and the second one is running racing soft tires, where you pit somewhere along the halfway point of the race. When it comes to the racing medium tire strategy, it's not really going to work. See, the thing is that for it to work, you need to have an insane racing pace, one that can keep up with the racing soft tire players, and even then, they're going to go to the pit stop, change your tires, then they're going to come back out with fresh tires that have more grip than yours, and they're going to catch up to you easily. For example, in this race, I started in pole position, but he ended up passing me around the end of lap 1, but when he went into the pit stop, he was about 3 seconds ahead of me, so I eventually passed him, but he was able to catch up to me later down the race because I have worn tires, he's on fresher tires, and he's gonna go ahead and disappear into the sunset. Now, when it comes to racing soft tires, you want to pit at around the end of lap 6, 7, or 8. It's all going to depend on how your tires are doing. Something that should be noted is that when you're right behind someone, and this applies with medium tire players as well, when you're coming into a turn, you're not going to be getting as much air because you're right behind someone, so you're going to be getting a bit more understeer, which means that you're going to be scrubbing your tires a bit more. So your tire life is going to suffer, so you want to keep an eye out for that. When it comes to fuel, you can short shift your way without even adjusting the fuel mapping, and that should be more than good enough to help you finish the race without having to refuel at all. As long as you shift before 75% of the bar on the bottom of the screen is full, you should be able to be fine, be at a competitive pace, and save a bit more fuel. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have to say about this. Hope you all found this guide useful. This is Mr. MCA, wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.